Alright, here's going to be a clean and easy way to get the Easter egg done. Sorry for the crappy video quality, I ended up streaming this, but you want to train zombies at the very beginning until about round 7 or 8, depending on if you get a double points or bonus points, and then go and turn on the power. It'll give you directions right to the power. You just follow me, basically. You go, you turn on the power, you turn on the 2 switches that get the power going. Once the power is on, you're going to want to go up to the, it's going to be like a little diamond with a star. You're going to want to follow that marker, and you want to go through this portal. And once you go through this portal, you're going to grab the part for the Pack-a-Punch. You grab the part for the Pack-a-Punch, take it back to where you turn the power on. Do the Pack-a-Punch. And then once you're out of this portal, the second you do the Pack-a-Punch, it should just spawn you back into the regular game mode out of the ether. And you want to go and hit all of these little dots that I show.
Report.
That's 1.
What the hell just happened?
There should be 5 of them. That's 2.
I think our team just went
I'm not the
through
best
portal.
shot. Don't judge.
Well, that's a first.
And then 3, you're going to want to hop on this little thing here. You want to shoot that. There's one hidden here. This one's kind of tricky, especially if there's like the boards up. And then the last one is up here beside this little computer desk situation. And you want to go back. Well, it'll just take you into the ether, sorry. And once it's taken you through, you'll do like a little zombie dance, and then you're going to get a free jug. And depending on if you're lucky or not, you're going to get the free wonder weapon. Now if you want a wonder weapon tutorial, then I'll have that up on my channel as well. But I got a free wonder weapon, so it made this Easter egg super easy for me. You're going to want to take the wonder weapon all the way into the main house, and then you want to shoot that crate that I just shot. And we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and you're going to suck over this thing that's on the ledge there. I'm dodging the zombie. You want to grab that. You want to keep a zombie dog. Alright? Keep one of the zombie dogs if you're on a zombie round. And you're going to take it all the way back down to the power room. Now go back through. And then you're going to go by the daiquiri machine, whatever that's called. And you shoot the zombie right next to this little machine that I put the canister into. And then you're going to take the full canister all the way back up, all the way through the power room. And then you're going to go through the house, up the stairs, out the house, and then right next to the house here, there's these vines on a little thing, on a chest I guess. You shoot the canister on top of the vines after you've held square or whatever your interact button is, and then you'll have your first version of the wonder weapon, I guess.
Maybe hold your breath when firing, just in case.
And you want to grab that beaker that I just grabbed real quick there. That was from the canister that fell down. And why I'm going around this tree is because there's a little plant on it, and you want to get one of the boss zombies to throw the green stuff at the plant. Right there you can see it's stuck to the plant a little bit. On the tree right here. I'm going to run around it a bunch of times. And you put, once it's glowing purple, you put the beaker underneath the little plant. And the plant will drip stuff into the beaker. And once it's full, like it'll take a little while, probably 3 minutes. And once it's full, you can pick the beaker back up. See, I just placed the beaker just then. You place it underneath there. And you wait around this tree for a while. I just kept 2 zombies and ran around it for like 3 minutes. And then you pick it up. See, it was glowing blue. That means it's full. And you go all the way back down. Near the power room, on your way there, there should be a little chest here. You're going to want to pour that stuff on there. Just hold square. And then this is the second part to the wonder weapon.
Appears to be some kind of chemical freezing agent.
Make sure you're stocked up on armor, always. That was me pack-a-punching my gun. You go back into the ether, and then I put it in slow-mo so that you can see this very clear. Right here, under these steps, there's one of these, you're looking for 3 pieces of a, I can't remember, it's some sort of scope or something they call it. And you want to grab each piece, but you can only do this when you're in the ether, so you got to try and be quick about it. And there's another spot for it right there, on top of the plane that's been crashed. But I had no luck finding it there or there. So if you can't find it there, take the portal down, and then right next to this portal is the actual where it spawned for me. Now there's 3 different areas where it can spawn, but you need to know each one because it'll spawn once in one of these spots, and then you need to go and find the other 2 spots, and they're randomized. And it'll throw a bunch of dogs at you, so kill the dogs, but don't lose your last zombie. And you can keep running through and just keep looking through those spots and see if you find the next part and the next part, because they're random, but it's always in those 3 spots. Like right here, I found it. And that's 2 out of 3. And then the third one, well, it needs to be right here. So if you found it in one location, you can guess that it's going to be in either the second or the third location. So check all locations and then keep going through until you find all 3 pieces. You want to go to the power room, and you're going to want to hold square on this, and you'll build something. Build the altar scope or something. I can't pronounce that word. I don't even know if it's a real word, but it's some sort of scope. You pick that up and you go through, and this will lead you on to the 3rd part to the Wonder Weapon. Go into the Dark Ether, and right there should be a notebook ready for you if you've gotten the scope and you've done all steps correctly. There, so you grab the notebook, then you go and take it right outside this room underneath, and there should be a little ghost guy. You have to hand him the journal, so hold square on the glowing ball and then hand him the journal. Once you've handed it to him, you don't need to listen to what he says, just run through and go to the next one. Hand him the journal and then run through and go to the next one. They're all in a very close area to each other. And you go down right next to the table where you built the scope. You do another one and you put the book in his hand, but this one you do need to sit and listen through, because I left for a little bit and I realized that it didn't finish the Easter egg part, so you got to go back through and listen to him. He just says a bunch of nonsense, and then it'll teleport you automatically back to the real world. Once you're in the real world, go back up to that room where the computer is. Enter in the code that he has given you. And then there should be a portal that shows up underneath the steps near the Pack-a-Punch. You should be able to follow me to it. And then here I'm showing you each one of the spawns for this next box that you need to open, the next chest for the Wonder Weapon part. But see, what I did wrong here is I had the frost part already attached, and it didn't seem to work for me to suck up the thing and shoot it out. So what you want to do is you want to have the regular version of the Wonder Weapon. So go back up to wherever you got that version of the Wonder Weapon, and it'll give you back the original version of it. So I went and I got the original version. You go back up to where I just showed you, the 2 spots. It will slow down for you once I get up there. So you gotta go into that portal. It has to be that portal underneath the steps near the Pack-a-Punch. And then there's one on the very top of the main building, and then you can suck up this glowing orb, or whatever that is, and you go back all the way down, and if you enter where I did, it's to the left of the Pack-a-Punch room at the very bottom, and you shoot this little crate box. And you want to go all the way back up. Taking the portals really helps you do this all at once, because if you run out of time in the ether, then you're fine, but you'll have to redo it. And there's one in the pond. You won't have to redo the whole thing, but you'll have to wait for another couple rounds until you can get back into the ether. So just finish a bunch of rounds, wait a while, and eventually you'll get another ether portal. And you have to go into the one again underneath the Pack-a-Punch steps. And then I went all the way back up through this room, and then out this cave door right to your left, there is another one to suck up and go back down. And that is 3 out of 3. So once you've gotten all 3, you go back down, you can take a portal, it'll make it a lot easier on you. And taking all 3 of the portals will help you with the next step, so if you already have that done, then you're good. You need to go through all 3 of those portals for the next step after this one. So shoot this, open the crate. Now you've got the shock wave, whatever you call it, the shock version of the Wonder Weapon. And so once you've been through every portal in the game, there's a couple spawns of them, you can go to this spot, it should be open, and you need a zombie to hurt you in front of it. You grab that part, and you're going to go back all the way down to where the nuke room is, near the daiquiri machine. And it has to be in the ether, or whatever you call it, the upside down it looks like. And you want to go into this room, the nuke room, and as long as you have that part that was under the broken plane piece, you can go down, and right here there's this last crate, and this is the piece for the last part of the Pack-a-Punch. Now this does nothing, it'll just spawn you right back into the real world. You go all the way up, and then on the back of this truck right here to the left, you hop on there, and in the back, if you've done all the steps correctly, this is the last piece of the Wonder Weapon. And once you've gotten all 3 pieces, you need to shoot each one of these sides and just keep shooting them with, you need to shoot each one with each different Wonder Weapon part. So I shot it with the fire one just then, and I went back and got the gas one. And you go all the way back down, and just keep shooting each 4 corners of that giant tube with each different Wonder Weapon attachment. And if done correctly, you should see it go up each piece of it. Don't get stuck. That could be your death. That could be the end of the Easter egg right there. And you can see it slide up just a little bit. And you go back down and grab the last piece. I always do the shock one last because I find it is the most powerful one. And you go up, and this is my last one. You shoot that, and it goes up. And then you're ready for the next part of the Easter egg. So this little container will be open, that little red box that you just saw open up. Now this is for the next part of the Easter egg. I got confused on what I was supposed to be doing here, so you go all the way back down, and you're going to want to enter the ether once again. And then up here to the, if you walk in this room to the left of it, right next to the red box, there should be an anomaly. And when you hold square on the anomaly, a bunch of cutscene will happen, and they're talking about the thing you need to get to put into the red box. And don't forget, because I always forget, once you've finished that cutscene, they will drop a wrench there, and you need to grab the wrench and go all the way to the very beginning area where zombies starts. The court, I think it's called, the courtyard or something. And you need to bang on this 3 times. there's a button prompt for it. So bang on the tank 3 times. It'll open up with a zombie on the top hatch. Kill the zombie. And then throwing a tomahawk didn't work. You need to throw a Semtex grenade onto the lid of the tank. So you can just run over here and buy a Semtex. Right there I bought a decoy thinking it was a Semtex. That wasn't the right play, but whatever. And then you buy the Semtex, and you go back to the tank, and you throw it right on the lid.
Semtex.
I think you could throw it on any part of the tank, but to be safe, throw it on the lid. And the tank will shoot something out of a tree in the distance, and then you need to go back through the main building. I got myself stuck in a round, so sorry for the wait, but I'll show you it in just a second. You always want to keep one zombie when you're trying to do these parts, because right here it'll spawn a lot of dogs, the gas hounds or whatever they're called. So I grabbed stamina up so I'm a little bit faster, and then you pick up that orb that was right there underneath, right in front of the plane. And then if you follow me exactly, you shouldn't even get hit too much. You should be fine. This seems a lot harder than it is because you don't have your gun out and there's a bunch of dogs chasing you, but it really isn't that hard. You just walk it all the way down to that red box in this room once again. Put it in there. And then now you should be on to the next part of the Easter egg. So what you need to do is you need to split that big boss zombie in half. And then you take both of his halves, and you need both of his halves. That's why there was a cut in the video, because I messed it up 3 times. If you just use one of his halves, it won't work. And if you use one half from 2 different boss zombies, it won't work either. You need 2 halves from the same boss zombie. So you take that half, both halves, sorry, you take both halves of the zombie. It needs to be a boss zombie, the glowing green one where it throws stuff at you. But after he's already been split in half twice, where there's both halves of him. A little confusing, but you should be able to figure it out. And you need to get this zombie sucked up into that container. And it will take a minute for him to get into the container, because it's kind of finicky. He needs to be, there's actually a little bullseye on the ground that's blue right there, and you need to get him in the middle of the bullseye. So just keep training him until he gets sucked up in there. And now there's 2 of the glowing boss zombies in the container. And then you're gonna have to hold square on the computer, but you want no zombies in the room with you so that you don't end the round. So this is just me getting this, a little bit of distance from the zombies, and this will trap you in the room for a minute. And there's a big cut scene where he gets all messed up and he gets released, and he actually becomes a friendly zombie. And at this point, you're like 3/4 of the way through the Easter egg. So you just wait for him to do all of his speech and stuff like that, and he has like a whole big thing he talks about, and you just blah 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 nonsense. And then he breaks out, and right here you're gonna want the one field upgrade that allows you to go like invisible to the zombies for a minute, because there will be a crap ton of dogs and boss zombies once those 2 doors open. So you want to be careful at the very end of that part there. This is just me clearing out the zombies until I get 1 zombie. And a good tip is to always just have 1 or 2, or to have 2 or 3 zombies with you at all times, because if you have just 1, there is a chance that it will just randomly die and start the next round. And around now is when you want to start getting your perks and everything that you need for the ending boss fight. You're gearing up for the last battle here. So I bought monkeys at first, and then I realized it's really kind of a personal preference on how you want to do this. But for the boss zombie, it's not a boss zombie, it's just a bunch of different boss zombies that you have to fight off, the ones that you've already seen throughout the game. But the boss zombies end up breaking into 4 glowing guys instead of 2. So you want a lot of, you want all your perks and all the things that you can get. You Pack-a-punch 2 times at least. If you're at round 21, Pack-a-punch the shotgun twice works really well. And then instead of monkeys, I choose stim shots because that actually ended up helping out a lot more. I don't think I would have finished the Easter egg without it. And you go back into the ether, and then right here, walking into the house from the starter area to the right, there should be a anomaly for you to hold square on, or whatever your interact button is. And you listen to this guy, he does a whole speech. And once he's done, it'll automatically send you back to the regular world. If you want, you could buy a turret, that might help you with the boss fight. And once you pick up that picture, right where the anomaly was, this is when the boss fight starts. So make sure you have everything ready before you pick up the picture. And it'll automatically spawn you into the power room with the lights off. And you're gonna have to help this friendly boss zombie out. Now don't put your turret up as quick as I did, because it ends up breaking before zombies even show up. This guy's gonna talk for a while. You're just gonna wanna listen to him and get through the, it's almost like a cutscene. And once he's done, he'll go to 3 locations, and at each location you're gonna have to protect him from other zombies. He's friendly and he won't hurt you. And there's a blue bar above his head letting you know that he's friendly. And from this point on, I'm just gonna leave it at normal speed so you can see the path I took in order to keep the zombies away and keep protecting him.
Close the gateway. It will be the first step. I will repair the damage I have done.
The second he's done his speech, he's going to start right there to the right, and you're going to have to start defending him immediately. And he has a health bar, and so just don't let that health bar go down to 0 and you should make it. I'd use the shock wonder weapon because it makes it a lot more easy, and you want to basically use whatever your main gun is. I use the spaz, the shotgun, for zombies, and then for the boss zombies you're gonna just want to beam them with this, and then that's the quickest way to kill them. Like, it just shreds their health. Like, that was 4 boss zombies killed right there, and it was no problem. And as long as you're killing boss zombies, you should be getting ammo for the wonder weapon, so you should never run out of ammo for the wonder weapon. But if you do, there is an ammo crate at the bottom near the Pack-a-Punch. That was just a useless pickup. And he'll go up here to the next spot where you have to protect him. It's fairly easy to protect him. It's the zombies just they don't really bug you too much. They really go for him, so you really gotta protect him. And sometimes the zombies will corner you, so be careful. See, for me, his health bar hasn't even gone down at all, so it is fairly simple. It's something I think everybody who's played zombies before can probably achieve.
You got your commands.
So this is where the ether shard, or whatever the perk that I'm using is, the field upgrade, sorry. It makes you invisible to zombies, so it's really, really useful. There's also a little yellow bar that builds up as he's finishing what he's doing, so that'll give you a bit of a gauge on how long it's going to take, how long you have to protect him for. And then yeah, you basically just protect him, and then I think there's one more spot that he goes to, and then you're almost scot-free. I did this all solo, so you do not need teammates, and I'm actually not very good at zombies. So it really isn't hard at all. It's just remembering all the steps. And if you do the steps a bunch of different times, like it probably took me 3 times to get them all stuck into my head so that I remembered everything. Once you remember everything, it's pretty simple. And then at the very bottom where he is now, that's his last spawn for the last spot that you have to wait and try and save him from. Protect him, sorry.
Another zombie KIA.
So for regular zombies, I would use the regular gun so you don't run out of ammo too quick. And then for the big boss zombies, use your laser weapon, the wonder weapon. Like this thing just destroys boss zombies in a matter of seconds. After you've protected them for long enough, the screen will go white, all the zombies will disappear, and then you should start heading out now. You want to head to the pond area where you do an exfil, because right here you need to exfil. It's not telling me yet, but you will need to exfil.
I will see them both again. Go now.
That's all I need to hear.
And what he's doing right now is he's actually shutting down the building so that everything breaks, and so like it's falling apart, and then all these beams of like laser electricity will start shooting, and you need to not go into those because they will do a lot of damage to you. See all these blue beams that just spawned in? You want to not touch those because they just ate half of my health in like a matter of seconds. But if you go the way that I'm going right now, this is probably the quickest route back out, where you don't run into any of the beams. It's not the quickest route back out, but it definitely helped. And you just get to the pond, and the exfil chopper will be there to pick you up. It takes a minute for it to get down. It usually doesn't take that long for it to fly down. There's also usually not zombies trying to kill you when you're exfilling, so... But if you found this walkthrough guide any bit useful, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out.
Good work, Strike Team. We've closed the breach.
And
But I got a feeling Omega Group
I
is
apologize
just
if I
getting
mumbled
started.
or any of this was confusing, but I did my best, and I'm sorry I'm late to the game on getting the Easter egg done. It took me a while. I wanted to have a really clear Easter egg tutorial.